Hey everyone, it's Connor back from this old farm, and today we're gonna have to do this kind of a little different way. YouTube has changed their app up a bit on my phone here, and so I can't record on the YouTube app anymore, which means I can't flip the camera around while I'm recording. So if I gotta show you something, which I'm going to have to show you something, I'm gonna have to stop recording and turn the camera around. But today we're out here, and we got a couple projects that are, I guess you could say, awaiting parts, we'll say. We're here with Moe, the Farm All H. I got some gaskets here for the fuel tank caps, the caps on these things. Moses, never happy. These gaskets and these caps, you can see there's around the edge here, they go bad, and so we've got Moe needs one. That's why I brought them over here. There it goes. The little tabs on him are not entirely bent right. And then we've also got no carburetor on them. We got, Moe's got his carburetor up at Kenny, or I should say Rudy's, at Rudy's shop, and Kenny is currently rebuilding him. And I think that's the first one he's got. And then we've also got another one, and we're going to walk over there and show you what one it is. Probably can guess. We got to open up a shed door. Oh, that broke off. Good. There's there's a piece on this door that was making things difficult to open it. But anyways, we got Marty here, and Marty has no carburetor too. If I'm, tripping on the old Ford, I think it's a custom line, I'm not too sure. I'm going to try and insert a photo of what the carburetor looked like on Marty here. And it was pretty gummied up. So Kenny's going to go through and rebuild that too. Once he's done with Moe H's carburetor over there, he'll get Mr. Marty's here going. I also did a little bit of work. Let me open the door. Some more. I did do a little bit more work. I put a headlight on. Or not a headlight. That's a tail light. I put a tail light on him. He's not wired up or anything yet. I do got to get a bulb, and I got to I'll have to make a rubber gasket or something for the lens here. And that's another project we've got to do with Marty here, is we have to fix the, I guess you could say, electrical side of it with the headlights and stuff. This one is broken off here, and the other one looks like it's okay, but both of the headlights are still got 6 volt, or actually I think they're 8 volt bulbs in them, if that's such a thing. And I can actually, if he'll come out, it's one of these old guys. He's actually kind of starting to fall apart, but it says it's an old 8 volt, can't speak apparently, General Electric bulb. Another thing I did, and I'm kind of jumped the gun on this, I'm gonna have to pull it back off, but Kenny gave me a drawbar from his suicide awareness rebuild restoration H. It's kind of conglomeration of words there. And the H drawbar does not work on this. It fits too closely to the bottom housing here. So I'll have to pull that back off. But one thing I found, and I'm going to have to switch around to a couple tractors to show you this here, but the Farm All tractor, the way International had that swinging portion of the drawbar put on. We're going to come down here to the bottom of the tractor, and there it is. They had that yoke there that the drawbar sits in. You can see that one's sitting in there. And what I found is that International had changed their design of this yoke over the years. This tractor itself is a 1940. So it's kind of rather original. You know, it's it's kind of towards the start of the beginning of when International started making the letter series. They started the production of the letter series in 1939. So this is next year after the beginning. And what I found is that this yoke, look under here, normally, and we'll go over to Moe's, and I don't think he's got an original yoke, but we'll show you, he's got the later style. On the later style, they've got a plate that fits over that pin, and then there's a bolt that goes up there and holds that plate on, and that keeps that pin up. But on this style, this pin has a flat, I don't know what we want to call it. I'll call it a taper kind of thing. it's got a flat top on it that's wider than the actual pin itself. And this entire casting here holds that pin from coming out. So the top of the pin is held in by the top of the casting here, this casting yoke. And so in order to get the pin out, you have to pull the casting out and go up with the pin. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to go, and actually I could probably just go over to the MD Sol, which is close. No, I can't. Well, I got to open another. I was going to say I can show you on Cushing, our 1948H, but the door's closed on him. So we'll come over here to the MD Sol, and hopefully he's got, yep, he does have it. So you can see there that this one's got this plate, and you can take that bolt out, which my finger's on top of. That plate will drop down, and then you can pull that pin out. You don't have to pull this yoke off or anything, but on that early style, you have to pull the yoke off in order to get the pin out, because it has to come up instead of going down. So that was something I learned with the early series. That's a little bit different compared to the newer, later styled stuff. So I'll have to go through and pull that yoke off again so I can, my goodness, I'm terrible at this finger pointing, so I can pull that drawbar back off since it's not right. And then we're purchasing Cody's Farmall M. I've noticed, I know I've mentioned this a lot of times before, that we've gotten parts for that. This rear light is actually off of it. I think the seat on Cushing is off of it, and the light bar that we've gotten a bunch of parts from Cody, essentially. So we're gonna, he has that, I hope he has that swinging drawbar. I know he's got the U bracket. I can't remember what all that M has. We're purchasing the whole entire M so that we've just got a parts M here, and that way I don't have to keep running over to him and kind of, you know, wasting gas, essentially. So we'll be able to put that swinging drawbar from his M onto this M, Marty here. Another thing we've got to do is we have to repair the, let me just bring you guys down. We have to repair the PTO lever holder bracket deal, whatever you want to call it. This cross piece that holds the lever in broke off from the part that bolts to the, I'm trying to do this while I haven't flipped the camera around yet. I'm trying to do this so I don't have to edit it. It broke off of this piece here, and that was done before we got it. It was sitting inside of the tray up in here, kind of under the seat. So thankfully that got saved. I can just give it a quick snap with the welder and be good and done with it. I did try the hydraulics out on it, and they aren't working, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that they would be. And that could just be simply that it's out of hydraulic fluid. You can see a couple of you guys asked what that... Eventually we'll get over there. There it is. That fill pipe was. And that's for the live hydraulic pump. They put a tank up under the hood here. You can see the bottom of the tank there. I think we shared that when we got the tractor. They put that tank under there, and that's basically the live hydraulic reservoir. And so it's pretty hard to check. I haven't put a stick into it yet, but we will eventually put a stick in it. Here, I'll give you guys, how about I get out of the sun so I quit being a white face here. So I'm gonna put some fluid, try and check it with a big long stick or something, bar or something, and make sure that it's good. And if it's not, which I don't think it is, and I'm hoping that's all that it is low fluid, we'll put some in it and try it again. But it didn't bog the motor at all when I moved the lever, and I had it hooked up to a disc, so that could be part of the reason. I don't know. Hopefully the pump is okay and everything. So we'll have to take a look at that and hopefully get that sorted out, and hopefully it's not too big of an issue. We also have this cast center over here has a big crack in them, which we might replace with one from Cody. And once we get our carburetor back, come on, focus. Oops, knocking stuff over. They had these brackets. I'll share this with you too. They had these brackets here, which go all the way down there, and they bolted onto the drawbar at either corner here, and they went up to the belly pump and bolted. There's a hole that goes through that for mounting implements right there. and they had it bolted up to that. And what Dad's thinking is the way these levers were on, I should have showed this before I pulled them off. They kind of swept out, out to the outside of the tractor from the inside out. And what Dad thinks is maybe that these were like a corn sweep. So when you were cultivating, which I think this has been on it has had a cultivator on it. When you were cultivating, what would happen is as the corn grew, you could get this to sweep out, so it wouldn't get stuck under the bottom of the tractor, get kind of snapped off and broken, and essentially killing your plant then. So that would sweep it kind of off to the side to get under the taller axle housings back here behind the cast sender, and then you'd kind of save your plant that way. So I did pull that off because this tractor probably won't ever see a cultivator. I have no reason to put it on one, and I really don't want to put it on one. So we took those off and kind of made it look a little bit cleaner. And that's kind of all I've really done to it so far that I can think of. We do have to, like I've mentioned, we have to flip these castings around, and I will do that. And then we might replace that one over there with one from Cody's, since mine is sort of damaged. There's a helicopter going overhead. And then we've got some wiring to check out. So that's kind of all that's happened. I want to quick apologize for not having a video out earlier this week. I kind of got confused on my days, or got sort of mixed up, and didn't get one ready for rendered and uploaded onto YouTube and being able to put out for Wednesday. And then what day did I try? And I think it was Wednesday night, I was trying to render the video so I could upload it to YouTube, and my computer had a failure, and basically after an hour of the video rendering, the computer failed. It had a mandatory restart. Because of the internal issue it had to restart the computer, and I had no option to say otherwise. So it restarted it, and I lost that hour's worth of rendering of that video, and it was still probably had at least 45 minutes left of rendering to do. So I kind of scrapped that because it was late at night and I had to get to bed so I could get to school on the next morning. So that's why we're bringing you the farm update video here, because I figured we might as well do that as long as we're late enough in the week already. So next week we'll have that video out, and it's kind of sort of, I guess you could call it a tutorial kind of video, maybe, if you want to call it that. And we'll get that out for you guys next week, and then that's kind of the plan. So after that, we'll probably get a couple videos of this guy out. Hopefully we get this Kenny thinks he might have the carburetor for the H and Marte here done today, maybe. And so then we can either pick him up later today or tomorrow, Sunday, and maybe get him going again, and hopefully he's running a lot better. He was really popping and farting and stuff. And since I'm going to not edit the video, I'll tell you what the carburetor looked like. You can actually go to the community tab of the channel here. If you click on the channel using the little thingy down below where it says subscribe, yada yada, you can click on the channel and go up to the community tab or whatever it is, and you'll see posts from me, and there'll be a picture of the carburetor on the inlet side where it connects to the inlet tube back, the air cleaner pipe back there where the choke is. And there was a bunch of black goo coming out of the carburetor. So we'll have to, that was the reason why it was running so poorly. Kenny will get that cleaned up and really nice. And then we'll be running again, hopefully, and hopefully better. We'll probably have to I'm going to put a tune-up in it. We'll put new spark plugs in. It's got Champion spark plugs, which I don't entirely love anymore. So we'll put some auto lights in it. That's just my preference. That's what I found to be working okay lately. And we'll probably put a new cap and rotor on it. I don't think I'll do the points because the points look like they're actually fairly fresh in this thing. But the cap was a little bit damaged, and the rotor is in okay shape, but it doesn't hurt to replace it anyways. So we can always keep it as a spare too, which would be okay. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. That's all we got for a farm update. Just we got some carburetors on the rebuild bench over at Kenny's, or I should say Rudy's with Kenny. And then after that, we've got some couple just minor things to figure out and fix up and get working again. So that's all we got for you today. We will hopefully get those carbs back on, get them running again, and get them out in the field, because it's starting to get really nice out and really sunny and really bright out. So hopefully pretty soon we can get out and get some plowing done, and maybe after we get some manure spread, we'll have to do some manure spreading like we did in that video that I shared you that was from last year with the dual wagon. So anyways, I'll quit my blabbering. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll talk to y'all next time.